Here we have the brand new Isuzu D-Max EV-Cross, and here we have the current V-Cross spec, the 1.9 Isuzu D-Max. So in this video we're going to show you the differences all between the two vehicles. Okay, so here we have the current spec Isuzu D-Max V-Cross. This is of course the diesel version, which is a 1.9, available in an automatic or a manual. So on this, obviously the main difference is with the new EV. So currently this is the headlights with full LEDs, and obviously you've got a very nice design of a grille, and you've got a large vent in the front, obviously to cool down the radiator and the normal workings of a diesel engine. Anyways, so moving to the EV model, so this is where you're going to notice the biggest differences. So on the grille on the front here, you do have a whole new design, and it's more of an intricate design change with the details being in here as well as along the very top of the bumper as well. Other things you are going to notice as well, so the headlight design is exactly the same, but the only difference is you've got this nice blue stripe in the lights, but then that follows around the rest of the EV model with the theming of it. So moving back over to the side, so the only differences you're going to see on the side here at the moment is actually going to be the side steps. So obviously this is the current spec that we have, and on the new spec they're a lot more detailed and the pattern has just changed, and overall it looks like it's made out of a more durable plastic as well, in case of any of those hard hits on rocks. Okay, so around the back of the vehicles, so again, not much has really changed here. On the current version, you've got nice red lights, and I know that might sound like a silly thing to say on the rear of a vehicle, because on this version, you have a completely clear lens. They've taken that red element out, and it's just to make it more of that electric feeling. The only differences you are going to see is on the back, where it says D-Max, you've got an EV badge right next to it, and that's the only differences here. But while we're here, we could talk about some accessories. So obviously on the back of the trucks, a lot of people tend to have accessories fitted. That could be canopies, roller shutters and all of that. And the dimensions are identical on both. So the current accessories that are available can be fitted to the EV model completely without any problems. Okay, so another obvious difference here is the wheels. They're exactly the same dimensions and wheel offset. The only thing that has changed is the actual design of them. On the EV version, you only get them in the black at the moment, but there might be some others which may come out in the near future. Yep. On the interior of the EV model, well, if you've had an Isuzu D-Max V-Cross before, you're going to be very familiarised in here. However, if you haven't, you have a full leather interior and a leather capped dashboard. So the only differences you're going to notice compared to the diesel variant is on the back of the steering wheel, you've got an up paddle and a down, and that is actually to adjust the regen braking rather than any gears or anything like that. Other small things to note as well, we'd have a nice wireless charger installed as standard on this. You can have that as an optional extra on the diesel models as well. And also on the infotainment screen, it's exactly the same again, but you do now have a 360 camera fitted as standard on the EV model. On the Isuzu D-Max V-Cross, the 1.9 diesel version, you have 164 brake horsepower and 360 Newton meters of torque. And that is all driven through a four-wheel drive system, but obviously you can switch it to two-wheel drive just to drive the rear wheels on its own, and change the gearbox to be four-wheel high range or four-wheel low range when you need it. Moving over to the EV model, so this is where it's going to drive a little bit different to the diesel variant. So obviously being fully electric, the mechanics work a little bit different underneath. So this is a dual motor, so you have one for the front wheels and one for the rear wheels, and it produces combined of 200 brake horsepower. The power is split about 1/3 of it to the front and 2/3 of it to the back. But this is a permanent four-wheel drive system, so wherever you're driving, it's always going to be driving all four wheels. So if the torque for the EV model is 348 Newton meters, which is only 10 less than the diesel version. So we need to put these under some extreme tests so we can actually put that into real-world driving, which we will do in a different video. So overall, this is the differences between the V-Crosses of both generations, being the diesel and the EV. So if you're interested in the EV model, check it out on the details in the description down below and register your interest to come and have a test drive in this new EV model.